Hello. um Hello, how's it going? Um just making sure that everything is working. Think we're good? Yes. Maybe. Okay. Well, we'll see how everything goes, and then I will adjust from there. Um yeah, today I am going to be making some stickers. I have a big stack of them right here. Hoping, I know, yeah, I know that I changed a setting in OBS, so I'm hoping that's all right. Hold on. Okay. 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 There we go. Just because, like, so I know that okay, basically what it is that, like, when I do anything on camera, it's a little laggy, and I don't know how to fix that. I've so, like, I use a DSLR camera as a webcam, and I know that I had to buy, like, their monthly subscription to unlock 60 FPS at I think like 180 or something like that. Which I did, because when I streamed in like 30 FPS, it was horrible. And then I also swapped my OBS. Apparently I was doing 30 frames per second on my OBS settings as well. So I swapped that to 60, and, like, before going live, it was all fine. Like, there was no lag, and then now there's lag. So I don't know what that's about, but if I'm trying. I'm trying. But yeah, so today I'm going to be making some stickers for my craft fair. And then I also thought that it was quite befitting, since Genshin released their 6.6, and it was taking place in Sumeru. I thought that it would be kind of just like a nice little touch to kind of have Sumeru's music playing in the background. I normally, for like any sort of streams like this, like art streams or non-gaming streams, I normally just always play Genshin music. One, because I feel like it's fitting for my channel, but also two, Genshin does not copy strike videos that use their audio out of just on regular videos. So, like, you can play their music on just regular old videos, and they won't copyright strike it, which is nice. Especially because I don't want to have to pay for yet another service to just play music. Also, I shuffled everything around and now I don't know where my tape is. Just give me 1 second. Oh, okay. I know where it is. I'll be right back. There we go. Now I'm back. Okay. Oops. Okay. That should be good. um Now I just have to find the file in my cutting program, which I have to scroll for because I have so many files open. There it is. Okay. Whoop. The only thing that I hate about this setup is that I have so many cords going all over the place. Also, okay. There we go. Okay. I think be good. Yeah, the only thing that I hate is I have so many cords. And then my desk isn't big enough to fit everything that I need it to fit. Which is fun. Okay. That can go all over there. There we go. Now, let's hope that I don't get any crumpled stickers. And also, the mic should not pick up any sort of, any of the cutting machine noise, hopefully. Okay. We'll send it. Yeah, no. Nope. That's not going to cut right. I can tell. It's so interesting because the more that I cut with this machine, I'm like, ooh, I can tell when it doesn't actually read the marks and when it's not going to actually cut properly. There we go. Ugh. You might be having an issue because I have my ceiling light on, which is fun. try... let's just try it without holding it up and seeing how that does again. Okay, there we go. Also, probably going to turn off autofocus as well. Yeah, and okay. Hopefully the mic's not picking up any of the cutting machine noise. I think when I originally tested it, whoops. But yeah, when I originally tested it, it wasn't picking up any noise. So, here's to hoping. I know that when I do like my sewing streams, my mic didn't even cut up my mic didn't even pick up my sewing machine. So that's good. It's loud and obnoxious for me, but hopefully it's not for you guys. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Where did that sticker go? Oh, that is so interesting. Like, cut up. I don't know if you can see, but like it cut like right in the middle. Interesting. That's not even going to be a B grade. I do know, I think what I want to do is probably switch my settings also. Okay. I just wanted to turn it to manual focus. And then also, so I have like issues with cutting mats as well. So this cutting mat is not sticky anymore, which is the reason why I tape down my stickers at the top and sides. Definitely need to change my cutting settings. I know like this design has issues at the top wing. Oh. Yeah, like right there it's a little bit, right there is a little bit jagged. And it, like, for whatever reason it gets snagged right there on like all of them. So I think, yeah. I don't know, these might be B grade. Depending on how many I can salvage. But yeah, it's yeah, I have issues with cutting machines, or not cutting machines, cutting mats, where like the new, like whenever I use a new cutting mat, it's too sticky. And so then it absolutely shreds my stickers. But not only that, it leaves like sticky residue on the back of them. And then when I put them in a pile, like so, then all of a sudden the sticky residue gets put on top of the sticker. And so then I have a whole bunch of stickers that just have glue residue on them. But then the moment that it's no longer sticky, like where it's no longer doing that, it's not sticky enough. And then my my stickers just don't stay in place. So I'm like, I don't know what that's about. And right now I'm like, I don't want to sit here and cut out a whole bunch of stickers and have all of them with like glue residue. with all of them with glue residue. So that is why I'm doing this. Plus also, before I was doing my stickers, I was cutting out my memo pads and my notepads, which uses much thicker printer paper. But again, I'm like, I don't want like glue residue on him. So I just kind of found that this is kind of like the thing that works the best for me. I know that people are like, oh, if your mat's not sticky anymore, you can wash it, which is what I did on this one, because it wasn't sticky at all. So I'm like, you know what? It's not a brand new mat or anything like that. I'll sacrifice it. If it's not, if this doesn't work, whatever, it's still, it doesn't really matter. It wasn't sticky in the first place. So I'm not losing much on that front. But yeah, people said that you can wash your mats and that will like restore like, you know, 70% of the stickiness or something like that. Don't know if that's true or not. Or if it's just like, you know, a gotcha moment, like, oh, you thought that you could wash your mats? No. That, like, no. Yeah, I'm so busy that I'm like, I don't even want to risk it. I am going to turn this up though. I'm going to do blade depth 7 and probably force 31. And speed still 6. Like, I don't want it to be too, like, I want to find that perfect balance where the stickers are still kind of stuck to the paper, but not quite, because I don't want them to kind of just pop out. Because that's always my issue with this, is with the way that I do things. It's like, they'll pop out. Yeah. I also don't know why it's like snagging on that side. Such a weird thing, I don't know. But yeah, I also really like how this design turned out. I really like I like the Lunamoth design that I've drawn. I do know that I want see, this is what happens, and then it like miscuts. Hold on. There we go. And then also, yeah, I might. I wonder. It's going to take me so much longer to do, though, if I do it the way that I'm thinking of doing it. Okay. I might just do it that way. Potentially. Like, go, like, row by row type thing instead. But yeah. Okay. Because it's like, I don't want to get... I already have a crap ton of B grades that I am trying to figure out what I want to do with them. It's like... Part of me is like, I want to do... Like, I've done a few, mystery, packets full of B grade stickers, which I like doing that. But I know on Etsy you can't have you can't sell mystery items on Etsy. You have to tell people exactly what they're getting. Which, like, fair, valid, makes sense. So I know that I'm going to list some I know that I'm in the process of creating all of my listings for all of my new products, but I know that I'm going to offer some like B grade sticker packs, not mystery on Etsy, but where people can be like, I've kind of just done random sticker packs, and then people can choose what pack they want. So I'm like, I have a lot of B grades. I think what I'm going to try to do is something different. It's going to take me a longer to cut the stickers. But what I'm thinking of potentially doing is going kind of like line by line when it comes down to cutting, because I can go into the Silhouette program that I have, and I could just turn off all the cut lines for all of these stickers and only keep the cut lines for these, and then have it spit out the paper, take these stickers out, and then reload the paper and do like, say like this line, for example. That should hopefully remedy the situation that I'm having with stickers kind of jamming in the machine, because it's like, it's probably not good for the machine, and that's where I'm like, I don't want it to jam in the machine at all, because it's probably like it's probably not good for the machine. But I'm like, I just don't really know how I wanted to do this. Because I'm like, normally when I'm streaming, what I would end up doing is just kind of standing behind, like, load the paper in and then stand behind the machine and pull the stickers off the paper at that way. But since I'm streaming, I can't necessarily do that. One, because it's like very hard enough to get behind my desk to begin with. Now I have this entire setup and cords and everything going all over the place. It makes things a hell of a lot harder. So with that, that in mind, let me ignore cuts. Okay. Let's see if this works. It's going to take me longer, but then also might be good because I don't it might be good that stuff like this will take me longer to do, because I like, I can't print anything well when I'm streaming, because the way that I have my printer and my laptop set up is that I print using my mobile hotspot, because my router is too far from my printer, and due to that, I have to do my mobile hotspot in order to actually print, unless I want to use like a printer cable. I guess I could use a printer cable. I could use a printer cable, but then it's also like another cable going to my computer. I don't really like. So that's, can I just like lift up? Yeah. I think this is probably going to be the best solution that I have thus far. And also it's that thing where it makes more sense to kind of cut from bottom up instead of top to bottom, like how I was doing it before. So that way then stickers don't get caught in the machine. Okay. There's that. Now, ignore all these cut lines. But no. Nope. There we go. Then send it again. Okay. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do from now on. I think it makes, and then also what I could do is, as it gets further up, I could put like tape around here just to kind of stop it from shifting around, because that was also part of the other issue as well. Why is it? Okay. Why is it cutting like a little circle? Interesting. I don't know why it's cutting. I don't know why it's cutting like a little circle at the top. I don't think that it's anywhere close to the actual sticker, so it should be fine. Weird. Weird. Yeah. Like a little dot. That is so bizarre. Oh, I can even see it on the paper. Oh, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Oh, sorry. Just had to like low key catch my breath because it's like I just ran up and down the stairs like twice. Okay. What else? Hello, how's it going? Ah, I mean, makes sense. Sometimes I know that um, I mostly play Genshin, so a lot of my like non-Genshin streams don't get a lot of people, which is fine. It totally makes sense. Sometimes, you know, art and stuff like that and making products is not everyone's cup of tea. I'm just making some stickers for my first craft fair. And I'm just answering a text. So my apologies. But I need to answer it. It shouldn't take me too long. Potentially. I don't actually look at my stats while streaming. Um so I just it's more of a psychological thing. Where I know when I was looking up when I was doing research on streaming and stuff like that, everyone's just like, yeah, just turn off the number count. Like, don't look at how many viewers you have or anything like that, because um like it can affect your mood. And then because it's like, if you have someone in if the view counter goes up by one and you're like, oh my god, there's one person in my stream, that's great, and then 2 seconds later they leave, it kind of you kind of get in your mind about it, where it's like, oh, what did I do wrong, like, how can I improve, like that sort of thing. And it's like, that's something to do after stream, not during stream, to be honest. um because it's like, you should be streaming because you want to have fun and you want to like share something or do something with other people, not based off of numbers. um so yeah, so it's just, I know sometimes I do check like throughout the stream, kind of just like do a little glance here and there, but I don't have it like displayed um right on my screen. And it's also that thing where a lot of times those numbers don't update uh right away as well. I know that there's often a delay between the stream and chat. And so it's that thing where when I see the number go up, um there might be a delay. And if I start, being a little bit more lively or a little bit more talkative when I see that number go up, it might not even be correct, and that person might have even like left already. But yeah. Oh, I think my camera died. A second. Hold on. Yes. Okay, my camera died. So one moment. I'm like, my friend is also doing her craft fair too. And her craft fair is, yeah, there goes my camera. But her craft fair is literally this weekend. And so I'm helping her get ready with all that stuff. And so I'm making her business cards. Um and so she's just asking questions. She's in the thick of getting everything ready. Okay. Sent that text off. And then I will fix the camera one moment. Once I figure out where my camera settings are. There we go. hopefully. I still need to invest in a like it's called like a dummy battery where it will trick your camera into thinking that that it has a battery. Also, so I'm like since her craft fair is so like literally within a week, I've been tasked with making her business cards. So like these are her business cards so far. Oops. Can I? There we go. Nope. Everything's mirrored, so I'm like, what way is right way? And this is the back. And so I've been helping her design them as well. So she does a lot of crocheting, and so she does a lot of like spooky, witchy crochet stuff. And so yeah, I've been tasked with helping her do her business card and like design it and stuff like that. So I know that I sent her a text yesterday being like, hey, just want to, get the stamp of approval before I go ahead. Also music. There we go. But yeah, like I wanted to get her stamp of approval before I went ahead and printed off like 200 business cards. And so she was just getting back to me on the color and stuff like that. Because it depends on my print settings. I know that the text fonts, the text color isn't it's a lot more orange than what we've designed it as. And so I just wanted to make sure that that was all right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that that was right before I go ahead and print all of them out. Also, where's my program? There's my program. Now, I don't know why there is a speck. It's like it's cutting like a little circle and I don't want it to. So ignore those cut lines, ignore those. Do these have specks? Yes, they do. All of them do. Riveting. Can I? No, I cannot. Okay, well. It doesn't really matter. It's just that the cutting machine's just going to like do a little dots. But it doesn't affect the stickers in any way, so it doesn't really matter. It's also weird that it's doing all the dots at random times too. Like there's no rhyme or reason for the dots. So interesting. Yeah, and then she's so yeah, her craft fair is this weekend and my craft fair is next weekend. So it's busy, it's busy, it's busy. Also, how do I want to do this? There we go. Also music? Why do I feel like it's not playing? It's not. Something switch. Oh, there we go. You know what? It might be dead as it could be that my cutting machine is so loud that I don't hear it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, this is definitely going a lot better than how I was originally doing it. Originally I was just doing it as a full sheet of stickers and not doing it one by one. This is definitely working out a lot better. Okay. Then last row. Also, just going to fix the focus on it because it's not focusing correctly. Okay, well, I tried, but it doesn't want to focus. Whoops, whatever. I don't want to spend too... This is where I feel like with this setup and everything, I get so much more distracted. It's like, ooh, let me fiddle with this and let me do this and, you know, yeah, like I just feel like I get so much more distracted. But I'm like, I need to focus. Here we go. Yeah, I have all of my stickers that I need to cut out, which hopefully shouldn't take me too long. I honestly don't. I'm going to, I've printed out essentially one sheet of each of my stickers, each of my sticker designs, and then I'll go from there to see what I need to, what else I need to print out and what else I need to cut out. I haven't really solidified on the number of stickers that I want for each design. I know that there's certain ones that I definitely need to have more of. So I know that my Be Gay Do Crime stickers, which are these ones. Those ones are quite popular, so I definitely need to have a decent amount of those going into the craft fair. There's like other designs that I also need to that are also quite popular as well, that I should have more of, but like it just kind of depends on how many stickers I can get per sheet of paper. Because like sometimes like with this I can get a whole bunch of stickers for one sheet. Other times I can get like 4. It just depends on how the stickers are shaped and then also how big they are. I try to keep them roughly around the same size, but it's hard where since each sticker is like a different shape. So like for instance, like this, you know, like like this, like the potion bottle is like half the size of the Luna Moth, but then if I did like the potion bottle that big, it would feel massive. So I'm like, that's something where I'm like, I want to try to keep everything roughly around the same size, but also, you know, but also kind of keep it practical. Like, I don't think that someone needs like a 4-inch, you know, potion bottle sticker. I mean, maybe people do, but like, I don't know. I think like my Luna Moth is also like the biggest sticker that I have. So it's definitely abnormal. Like it doesn't, the wings, the entire sticker doesn't even fit in to my clear bags that I use for packaging my stickers. And that's how big it is. Definitely for me, I'm like, it's a little too big, but I also think that with the amount of detail that it has and stuff like that, it makes the most amount of sense. Kind of have it as big as it is. Yeah, and then I also have, so once I finish doing my stickers, I also have my bookmarks that I need to print and cut as well. Ignore cut lines. And then do 7 again, and then 31. Okay. Feel like I can probably get away with like 2 rows, but I also don't want to risk it. Nice. Whoops. Too many things on my desk. I swear. How do I want to do this? Oh. I accidentally taped the bottom of it, which is not how I do it. Like, I've added like an extra piece of tape there. Not how I do my stickers. Also, I feel like all of these songs just have like a minute. Let me go down. I don't know. I just feel like they like fade out way too quickly, and it's just like, okay, that's great. But now we're just like left in silence for like 30 seconds as it switches to the next song. I don't know what that's about. That's fine. Whoops. That's not what I want. Nor do cut lines. Okay. And then I know that I also, in Canada, there's stores called Makers, where small businesses can rent out a shelf to sell their products in like malls and stuff like that. And I have a shelf with them. And so I know the other day I was making stickers and like doing all my notepads to add stock to my shelves. So it's going to be interesting to see how certain things sell over there, because that's kind of like what I'm basing a lot of my numbers off of in terms of how many stickers I should have of each design and like what's going to be the most popular, that sort of thing. It's so hard to tell it's so hard to tell like how much I should have and you know, like how much I should have, like even like per design. I know that I know that I did my notepads, and like I did 3 notepads per design, which isn't a lot of notepads. And it's like, I know that, but it's also hard where, at least in my maker store, they don't necessarily sell that well. And like, I don't know if it was just how I was displaying them, which could be the reason why they weren't selling that well. Or it could just be the designs. I don't know. So I'm like, you know, if I only sell like a handful at Makers, then it doesn't make sense to sit here and like have like 25 notepads per design, for instance. Then it's just like, that's a lot. And if I can't sell them, then I'm just going to be, after the craft fair, I'm just going to be left with a whole bunch of stock left over, which I don't want to have. One, because I don't know where to store them. I know, at least like with my stickers and my bookmarks and whatnot, I have all of them in a binder. So storing a lot of the smaller things is pretty easy. But I I have no idea where I want to store my notepads and my memo pads. And so that's kind of like the issue, where I'm like, I just don't know where I want to store them. And then also the other thing is that I make everything myself. So I cut out all my stickers, as you can see. But it's like I make all my bookmarks. I even make all of my notepads as well. So literally for 2 weeks, I spent cutting out or printing and cutting out, I think 800 sheets of paper to make all of the notepads and the memo pads that I have. So I have 5 notepad designs and then three notepads per design. And then I have, I think, 6 memo pad designs, and I've made 5 of each design for those. So it's like, it's a lot of paper and it's a lot of time and it's a lot of energy. And so I'm like, the way that I look at it is that, you know, if these don't sell, then those raw materials, like the paper and the ink and stuff like that, could have gone towards a design that could potentially sell a lot better than what I had. And that's kind of like the issue that I'm kind of having, where it's like, you know, it's great if they sell. Like, it would be fantastic if all of my notepads sell. But I'm like, if they don't, then all that paper and ink and time could have gone towards making a different design that may have sold better. And so that's why I that's why I'm like, I much rather, like, I don't know, part of me is like, I would like to have more stock than necessary, because then I'm not leaving any sales on the table. But it's like, if something sells out, then no one else can buy it. And if my notepads sell out at the beginning of the craft fair, then for the rest of the day, like, no one's going to be able to buy them. And so it's like, oh, how many more of this one design, or this 2 or 3 or whatever designs could I have sold during the show? But also, I'm like, on the flip side, I don't want to spend all this money buying all these like raw materials and all this time to make these products, and then have all of my stock left over because I didn't sell that much. So it's a very interesting dilemma. And I definitely think having my table at Makers has helped hold on, where is it? I'm like, I need to switch files. It means that I have to scroll in my program to find them. I have all of them open. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so it's very, very interesting. And then I know that if my, also think I'm going to do 2 rows this time. Nor and then send. Okay. I definitely think having my table at Makers has helped a lot, because then I can see kind of like what sells and what doesn't sell. I know when I was making all of my stock for Makers, like, I bought a whole bunch of paper and materials and that sort of thing. Oh, whoops. This was not at the correct settings. Whoopsie. Yeah, that that like scratched. That literally just scratched it, and that's it. Okay. Cardstock, printable, adhesive backing. Turn this up to 7, 31, and then definitely faster. Send it again. Okay. Yeah, it's but yeah, I know like when I first got into makers, like I bought like a whole bunch of paper. I even so like I also sell art prints as well, which is going to be the last thing that I okay. Which is going to be the last thing that I print out. But I know that I sell 4x6s and 8.5x11 art prints, and I didn't know if I was going to have enough art print paper. And so I'm like, hello, how's it going? I'm just making stickers for my craft fair that's going to happen in less than 2 weeks, which is scary. I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm stressed, all of the above. I need a nap. After this, I'm like, yeah. Like after doing all this work, I deserve a nice little break. From creating products. Probably will still draw some stuff, but definitely don't wanna have to pull out my cutting machine for at least like 2 weeks. Okay. And yeah, I'll do another 2. Go. Then send it. But yeah, like I made art prints and stuff like that, and I had enough paper to make all the notepads that not notepads, all the art prints that I needed. But then I'm like, I didn't know how well things were going to sell or not sell. And so the thing that I didn't want to happen is for things to sell out like right away, and then I'm stuck waiting for paper and stuff like that to make everything. And so I know that I bought a whole bunch of art print paper, and especially like 8.5x11 art print paper, and I have yet to sell a single 8.5x11 art print at my makers store, which is understandable. Definitely, I don't think that my artwork is necessarily art prints esque, if that makes sense. I would say my artwork makes more sense as like stickers and notebooks and notepads and like keychains, or even just like sticker sheets, that sort of thing. I think as I continue on with drawing and drawing different things, I think that there's certain designs. I think that I will ultimately create some designs that work well for art prints. Just give me 1 second. Just give me like another 2 or 3 minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, sorry about that. I swear. So many things. Um, I mean, like just trying to catch up on this on chat. You always wanted to go to a craft fair. Um, same. This is. I don't know if also, okay, just double checking that my mic is unmuted. Also, where's the music? There's the music. I swear to God, um, every time that I ask, it's just like, oh, it's not playing, and then it's like, oh, it'll play. But yeah, like I wanted to, like, I always want to go to a craft fair as well. I don't think that I've technically been to one. Maybe I have. Well, no, I actually have. No, never mind. Never mind. I have gone to craft fairs before. What am I saying? They're mostly just Christmas craft fairs. And also, like, thanks. I'm glad that you like my art style. um, and yeah, you can draw fan art as well. That's completely fine. um, Damn. I don't have a little brother, but I do have a little sister, and I know that when we were younger, she was also a menace as well. Um, it's interesting because as we've grown older, we've gotten along a lot better. But I know that also this hasn't been cut. Okay. Now I know where I've been. Okay. I can send you off. But yeah, I know that when we were younger, we fought all the time. Um, Excuse me. Yeah. Let me. There we go. Cool. Yes. Thank you. 1 second. There we go. I know that I should really keep that down. That's what I should have done. A little bit of tape here and there. Hopefully then it doesn't get jammed again. There. Okay, we'll see if that works. um, Whoops. There we go. Also, I'm going to switch playlists. I don't like this anymore. I swear, every time I just feel like I feel like it's mostly just let me go here. There we go. Oops, wrong program. Let's see if this works. Also, I know, like, after the craft, there's so many things that I want to do after the craft fair. Just because this has been taking up so much of my time. But I do know that I would like to do like either have like a BRB screen or have my model have some sort of animation when the tracking when it loses tracking. I don't like how it's just kind of like, it goes all wonky and then just stares off into the abyss type thing. So I'm like, I know that that's on my to-do list. I know that I also want to actually finish my model. Technically, my model is only a half model. Because when I drew her, it's a lot more challenging than I thought, and it took a lot longer than I also anticipated too. So I'm like, I've drawn characters before. I don't necessarily draw characters anymore. Except for like this model. Like this model is like the yes, it does. What am I doing? It's definitely funny. And it's like, it's fine if it's like for a moment, but I'm like, if I'm gone for like as long as I was before, I'm like kind of a little unsettling. I was just like dead ass stare. And also I'm like, I want people to like, if people come in when I'm like I'm gone, I want people to be like, oh, she's going to come back. Like this isn't, or like at least have like a rough idea of when I'll be back type thing. Okay. With this one, I am going to do the first 4 and then the last 3, or like these ones and then the top one. Now I just have to scroll through and find the file. There we go. And 7, 31. Everything looks good. But yeah, like when I designed the model, I designed it as a full model. And I know that it just took me forever. Oh, whoops. I completely forgot what I was doing there for a hot second. I'm just going to let this run for the top 3, and then I will stop it. And if you're talking about the cat at the top where my follower goal is, it's a drawing that I did, and I just animated the tail and the ears twitching. Go. Whoops. That didn't get all the way through. No. Whoopsie. I did it too early. I got like a new... Sorry, I got distracted there. I got a new cutting needle, and for like whatever reason, it's now kind of like making the outlines a little bit fuzzier, which is not how it normally was. I don't have any of the previous ones that I cut out. So yeah, I don't know why it looks fuzzy around the edges. Also, what am I doing? Here we go. Okay. The top one shouldn't be an issue, hopefully. But I need to go in and deselect. Ignore? Yes. Okay, there we go. But yeah, anyway, going back to the original topic, I am really distracted today. But yeah, like I designed my model to be a full model, but when I was drawing it, it took me forever to just draw the top part of the model. And oh, well, there goes that sticker. I'm gonna put this. You. There we go. I didn't want it to mess it up. And redo. Yeah, I designed the okay. Yeah, I designed the model to be a full model, but then when I was drawing it, it took a lot longer to draw than I was anticipating. It's like I've drawn characters before in the past, and it didn't take me that long to draw characters. And so I was anticipating for the model to like take, maybe like a week. Like I thought that rigging the model would take me a lot longer than actually drawing the model. No, it was actually the exact opposite. So drawing my model took me forever. But rigging it didn't take me that long. I think I rigged it in like a week, and then drawing it took me maybe like 2 weeks, 2 to 3, and that's only like the half model. And so I know that once I had finished most of the once I finished like the top part of my model, I was like, yeah, I'm going to like move on to rigging it. I'm like, I don't feel like continuing to draw it again. So did I lose? I lost one. Here we go. So it's like my goal is to go back and finish up the rest of the model as well, or at least like get part of the bottom part done. But where did that sticker go? There we go. Okay, that's all done. I know that this is also quite a popular design as well, so I definitely do want to make like a decent amount of them. Yeah. I think I'm going to move some of these stickers over. There we go. Okay. Now I have a little bit more room. Yeah, so that's on my to-do list. I also know that I want to potentially not necessarily re-rig my model. I think like just kind of re-rig parts of it. I want to try out what is it, VBridger. That's like a tracking software that a lot of people use, and it's really good because when like something that I noticed, I'm just using the tracking from VTube Studio, and like something that I noticed is that when my model loses tracking, it kind of goes all over the place, kind of has like a little spasm, and I'm like, I don't like that. With VBridger, from what I've tested out, when it loses tracking, it doesn't do that, which would be nice. The only issue is that I tried to use it one time and the mouth wasn't moving properly, so I have to look into that. I just don't have time. I don't have time. There's not enough time, I swear. Also, where's the next? What is this one? This one. Okay. So that's on my to-do list. And I know that I also, since Twitch is also done where now, whoops, hold on. Nope, just need to configure my settings. You get 631. And actually I'm going to do 2. There we go. Okay. Yeah, like I know that Twitch has changed their, what is it? The why can't I think of the word? I know it starts with an A. I don't know, like their advertising program or whatever. Affiliate, that's the word. That's the word that I'm looking for. They changed their affiliate program, so now you don't have to be affiliates to have emotes and stuff like that. So that's also on my to-do list, is to make emotes for my channel and to kind of get those out as well. I know that like way back when I started making emotes when I first started streaming, but I only made I think one, and I'm not too happy with how they turned out. I was trying out a different style and I wasn't like too I wasn't vibing with it. So I need to play around with emote styles and figure out what I'm looking for, what I want, that sort of thing. And I also know something else with like my model is that if you see the Primogem necklace, technically that's I wanted my model to have earrings and then also a necklace that I would switch whenever I was doing activities. So like, for instance, with art, I would have like a little art palette where the Primogem would sit. And then when I'm playing Genshin, it would be a Primogem. And then when I'm sewing, it would be like a spool of thread or needle or something like that. Which I thought would be kind of cute. Kind of have some interchangeable stuff dependent on what I am working on for that day. Ignore cut lines. You. And I did take them down. Okay. That's good. Okay. I know, right? Like it's just like, oh, if I need, like, if I'm just like one Primo gem short, I'll just take it from my necklace. It's fine. But yeah, so it's whoop. Okay. But yeah, when I was designing the model, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that right now. Like I'll do it later, and then like 3 months later, I still haven't done it. But like I just have. Okay. Um, I just have I do so many things, which is part of the reason why like I've set up my channel how it is, because I have too many hobbies. It's the ADHD, mate. I have too many hobbies. I like to draw. I like to sew. Um, there's there's too many. Um, there we go. And then that's all taped down, so then that should be fine. Okay. I was like, excuse me, why are you why did you pause there for a hot second? I'm like getting through the stack. I would like to hopefully finish all the stickers before stream ends. I'm hoping. Not going live for a hot second. I didn't know if I was going to have enough stickers to cut out for the entire duration of stream. But I think the way that I'm doing it, and also like how distracted I am, it's really coming in handy. It's really coming in hands. It's coming in. I don't know. It's good. Because now I'm like, ooh, I might not even finish all of them in stream, during stream, which is both a nice but not nice problem to have. It's nice because then I don't have to figure out what I want to do next. It's not nice because I have so many things to do. But oops. Oh. This is one. Okay. And like so far, the way that I'm currently doing my there's just a few that are probably I'm probably just going to throw. Like I don't know if you can tell, but like with this one, it has like little black splotches. Sorry, I have a cat underneath my desk, like an actual live one. And she's stirring. Normally I have her bed where my cutting machine is, but I don't have enough room on my desk to have my cutting machine, my laptop, and then her bed. And yes, I am planning on pulling for Cendrone. My pulls for Nicole went amazingly. I ended up getting Nicole. I got so lucky. I didn't even know if I was gonna have enough. Like I bought some Genesis crystals, just because I didn't have enough Primo gems to get up to her 50/50. And with how busy I am, I'm like, I don't know, if I could do, like how much of the event I'll be able to do, and like exploration, that sort of thing, before banner ends. So I was like, you know what, just to be safe than sorry, I'd much rather just buy like 10-20 pulls. That way then I know for a fact that I can get up to her 50/50, and then kind of go from there. If I didn't get Nicole on her 50/50, then I would have just saved my guarantee for the next character, which would have been Cendrone. Yes, I think I don't know. I'm having like that weird moment where it's like you stare at a word for too long and you're like, is this the correct spelling? In my brain, I'm like, am I pronouncing your name correctly? I think I am. But it was just like that moment of like, wait a moment. Also, yeah, I'm going to do line by line for this. But yeah, so like I was going to pull, so I'm like, if I didn't get Nicole on her 50/50, I was going to save my guarantee for the next character. I did my first 10 pull, and during my first 10 pull, I joked about, oh, wouldn't it be nice to like get an early 5-star? next poll later, like, you know, the next 10 poll, 5-star. Not to mention it was Nicole. I got Nicole on her 50/50 and it was early. And so I should have enough Primo Gems to at least get to Zandroni's 50/50, but I would like to hopefully have enough to guarantee her. That's kind of my goal. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like looking because I know that some of them have ink splatter, which if it's not too bad, then I'll add it to my B grade pile. But if it's atrocious, then I will just add it to the garbage pile because I still want to, like, my thing is that if the product is like a little scuffed, but it's still like usable and still fine, then it's whatever. I'll have it as a B grade, but like if it's not even usable, then it is what it is. Also I need to ignore cut lines, do next row. Okay. Rude. Why are you not wanting to register the cut lines? And damn, that sucks. Like it's nice personally for me if I'm going to lose a 50/50, I much rather lose I much rather have a early 50/50 loss than go all the way up to soft pity and then lose the 50/50. Because that just hurts more. At least with like, at least if it's an early. Oh, okay, you leaving? Where are you going, kitty cat? Hold on. I'll be there in a sec, cat, to let you out. Okay. Okay. 1 second. Go off. Here's my cat. The one that's just chilling underneath my bed. Okay. I know you want out. But I just wanted to show chat. I know, I'm sorry. There we go. Ugh. Now I'm probably going to be scratching my nose because I have cat hair. Like, okay. Not like yeah. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Okay. Sometimes I'm like, sometimes the tape wants to be an issue. There we go. Fine. 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 This is not. Okay. Over in the trash pile. Ugh. And then onto the next row, potentially. Whoop. Just 1 second to go grab something. Sorry, the cat demanded food. Just like she left, and then she started meowing at my door, and I'm like, you want food? You want food? Okay. Then this is the next 2 that I need to do. Cool. Also, I know that I'm getting the getting kind of close to the end of the playlist, so I just need to keep an eye on that because I don't want any copyrighted music to play. Okay, send it. Not only that, but like I'm using my my personal Spotify. I have Spotify Premium because I hate ads. So I know so I'm like I don't want it to like get to the end of the playlist and then start shuffling in some of my music into the mix. Because depending on what songs they shuffle in, it can range from basically I listen to a whole bunch of different kinds of music. So it can range from like hardcore rock to pop music from the early 2000s and 2010s, to musicals, what else? Like sea shanties, to yeah, like folk music, to K-pop and J-pop. Uh, so yeah, so it's definitely it would definitely be a different vibe in comparison to Genshin's music. I know that I've been watching people play Elden Ring, and like for whatever reason, it might have been like the videos I was watching versus like before versus now, but I don't know why, but I'm so much more tuned into the Elden Ring music uh while while watching people play. And it's like it's really good music and I love it. And it's like I just don't know if I can play it on stream, because like some video games it's fine to play on stream, some is not. So like essentially for the most part, when it comes down to like video game music, you can play the music on stream as long as you're playing the actual game. The moment that you use it as like background music, that's where you can run into some issues. And so like I would love to play a little bit of Elden Ring music, but I'm like, I just don't want to run into issues. I know at least on Twitch, if you play copyrighted music, part of the VOD gets muted. On YouTube, the copyright holder basically has full control over the video. So it's like if they want to restrict the video in certain places, if they like if they want to put ads on it, like all that sort of stuff. So it's like you know. So I just want to be a little careful. And with Genshin, Genshin doesn't copyright music. Or like technically speaking, their music is copyrighted, but they don't do copyrighted strikes. That's why I can play it on stream and not have an issue. Okay. And that's why all of my non-gaming streams thus far has only featured Genshin's music. Oh. Classic Sumeru boss music. There we go. And which file? Now I need to find the file again. Is this one? I think it's like the last file that I opened. Gotta scroll. Right? Yes. Oh. Whoops. I technically didn't need to print this one off. So I have like, I think I have 20 of these stickers already. Like of this version. Oh, whoops. Whatever. Send it. Whoops. Ignore cut lines. And then I need to make sure that everything is set correctly. Whoops, not that setting. There we go. Yeah, I know, like, for music, for a while there, like, when I was making different videos, like a year ago or whatnot, I used, Epidemic Sounds, for all my copyright or, like, royalty-free music. And, like, and it's like, that's fine. It's just, it's a pain in the ass. Okay, there we go. I was like, oh no. Like, I saw the paper start to puckle. What was that word? Pucker. And I was like, oh. Yeah, no. But yeah, like, I know that I used, like, Epidemic Sound for a while. But it's like, you have to pay for it, which is fine. Like, I understand the reason why you have to pay for it and so forth and so on. It's just, there's so many subscription services nowadays. I'm like, I don't want to pay for another subscription service. Like, I already have to pay for one for my camera. I don't want to have to pay another one for my music. Plus also, like, hunting down music as well can be a pain, where it's like, yeah, like, I have to spend 2 or 3 hours going through and listening to, like, each soundtrack to make sure that I like the vibe and stuff like that, because sometimes songs will be quiet in the beginning. You're like, oh, okay, this is, like, you know, a nice little, you know, chill song, and then all of a sudden it starts picking up in the middle, and it's just like full on rock for whatever reason. It's like, yeah, so that's not the vibe that I want. Cool. Okay, there we go. But I'm like, that's not the vibe that I want. And then it's like, if you want to have like, longer playlists as well, like, at least with Genshin, it's like, there's a few different, I mean, there's, like, technically speaking, there's 7 regions out so far. Technically. So then there's, like, 7 different soundtracks that I can go through and, like, listen to, and I can, like, you know, not each stream will have the same music playing, where it's like, with Epidemic Sound, like, I have to go hunting for music, and I can find, like, I can build a playlist for, like, 4 hours, which has, like, 4 hours worth of music. But if I stream for 4 hours, then every single stream is going to have the same songs or the same playlist going. And so that's not fun. And then that can get boring. It's like, you know, today it's like I can have Samaria's music going. Next stream I could have, like, Fontaine's or Not Cries. There we go. I need to change this again. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm hoping to have all of my goal is to have all of my products all printed and cut out for Wednesday. For Friday. So literally tomorrow. By end of day for tomorrow, I would like to have everything print and cut and all ready to go, essentially. I mean, I'm hoping to make it. I feel like I feel like I'm just been like so distracted, but I feel like once I end stream at some point, I'll probably lock in. I'm going to do that as B grade. But yeah, like I mean, I've printed out most of my stickers, so it's really just kind of doing inventory numbers and seeing how many I want to have on hand. I'm thinking probably like the B Gay Do Crimes, I'll probably have about 20 or 30 on hand. I think I don't know. It's hard because I'm like, those are pretty popular designs, so I'm like, I want to have a decent amount on hand. I know at least I want to have more than 10 of each of let's say each sticker. Probably going to be my goal. Because I know that at my maker store, like I normally put in like 5 or 6 stickers per design, and those last me a while. So, but also I was thinking of potentially doing like a deal where you buy X amount of stickers and you get like one free or one, you know, 50% off or something like that. I don't know. And then also the other thing is that it is because my craft fair is going to be in June, so technically it is Pride Month. So there's that. Except that the city that I live in is very funny because Pride Month is in June, but my city celebrates it in August. So it's so it's that thing where, you know, I can I guess the way that I'm doing it, I don't have to go from no, either way is gonna get caught anyway. Sorry, I was like I don't have to technically do it from the bottom up. I could technically do it from the top up. Well, no. Bottom up is better. Yeah, no, never mind. Never mind. Here we go. Whoops. But yeah, in my city, we celebrate Pride in August. So like our Pride Parade and all of our celebrations is in August. So it's like technically June is Pride, but then also August. So we kind of get like 2 Pride months. Which I think is funny. I mean, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. But then it's like technically Pride, like all my Pride products will probably stay up for the entire duration of the summer at that point. Excuse me. Why? Okay. I think these would probably be B grade. It's weird that it got caught because it hasn't been doing that. I swear, as soon as I said something where it's like, oh, it won't get caught if I do it from the bottom up, it does. Okay. Well, in that case, Going to probably I just rip this one out. I don't think that one won't get caught because it's not cut. Huh. That's so interesting that it got caught. I swear, I jinxed it. As soon as I said something, just like, no, you're wrong. Like, you know, you said something, now I'm going to be a menace. It's like the printer. You know, when it's like, ooh, you need to like print something and like you're on a tight deadline, the printer's just like, yeah, how about no? Let's not today. I don't feel like doing my job. It's like, and then you're just standing there being like, come on, print, please. I have 5 minutes before this, like, whatever meeting or whatever. Yeah. This just wants to be a little menace. Is this? No. Let me put it in again and let me just hold it up. Sometimes that helps. There we go. We'll see how that does. Okay. Alright, just double checking, making sure that everything is still a-okay. Like that's also like the other thing is that sometimes I get paranoid where I'm like, just, you know, I just want to make sure that the stream is still, you know, kicking around, still doing good, that there's no issues. I know that OBS, when I do have issues and like OBS can't connect, it'll make my computer will make a sound, but then I'm also paranoid that it won't. And then it's just like, oh yeah, my stream died and I didn't realize it, type thing. But everything looks good. Okay. And then we send this one. Yes, it really did say suffer. That looks off-cut. Yeah, that was off-cutted. Whatever. Sometimes, I mean, it's probably because like I didn't tape that down, and so then the oops, wrong pile. So then the page shifted, but that's, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I'm always going to get B grades no matter what I do. Nothing's going to be perfect. It's just trying to mitigate as many B grades as possible. But yeah, that's not even a B grade. That is food for the trash. That's fine. The stack's dwindling. A lot of it, I think Is it all? It's not all my B grade. Be gay, do crime. Is it? I don't think so. Maybe it is. No, it's not. Okay. Well, I mean, most of it is. That's fine. Also, how's the music doing? Are we on the last song? We are. Okay. At least it went to Inazuma music right before I paused it. So that is good. Didn't jump scare anyone. Let me... Do I want to do more Sumeru music or do I want to go to a different region? Those are the questions. See, it's hard because I am so... My favorite regions for music has to be like Fontaine and Nod Cry, and so part of me is like, I always kind of just want to play that music, but I'm like, I wanna, you know, I don't want to just play all of that music. I want to switch it up. You know what? Um, is there other ones? I was like, you know what? I could do like Dragon Spine music, but it's only like a 24-minute playlist. And I'm like, I don't want to have to make decisions in the next 24 minutes of what else I want to listen to. Is there... Okay. Guess. You know what? I think I'm just going to continue to play Samara's music. Now we're off to the deserts. There we go. Right? Like Fontaine, I would say Fontaine is like my favorite region of... It's so hard because I like Fontaine, but I also like Nod Cry's music. And I feel like they're very close in terms of being, you know, on my number one like favorite list or top favorite soundtrack. Because there's just so many, like, I feel like each region has like different iconic songs, but I feel like Fontaine and Nod Cry just has so many more iconic songs. You're like, ooh, yes, I know exactly what region we're at, type thing. Oops. That is not what I want. There we go. Okay, there we go. I know I have to say, like, my yes, that's a really good song. I really like the for Fontaine, my favorite song. There's two. Well, there's like there's one for sure that's like my all-time favorite song. It's from Farina's Story Quest. Rude. The cameras The camera, the camera. The camera's off. The battery died again. Also, this, I would say that this is like one of my favorite songs from the desert. I have this soundtrack playing in my teapots. It's like as soon as I heard it while exploring that area, I was like, yes, that is. Oh, that's what I was doing. I'm like, that is 100% going to be my teapot music. And I think that was like 3 years ago, and I have yet to change it. But I know, like, I really like Farina's story quest song. That one I have, that one I tend to play on loop. I also like Arlecchino's character trailer music as well. The one that's animated. That song goes hard. And then for Not Cry, it would be, I don't know, hold on. Yeah, the yeah, you can get the hey, how's it going? I'm just creating some stickers for my craft fair. But you can change the music from your teapots. There's so when you go around the world, you find those little you go around when you go around and explore the world, you find those like little golden discs. um I think it's like spiritual tune or something like that, like number like 180 or whatever. Those are soundtracks so you can play in your teapots. And then you just need to get the there's like, hold on. Oop, nope. To do that. I was like, the way that I moved, I'm like, ooh, my phone would be like shown on camera, and I'm like, that's not what I want. Um Yeah, and then you just buy this probably not going to autofocus, but you'll buy like that thing, and then you can have yeah, yes, that is exactly what it's called. And then you can have one outside, and then you can have one inside of your teapots. And then you can have different music for inside your teapot, and then different songs for outside. Yeah, that's what you do. Also, you yes, I taped that down. Okay. And I bless your Mavuika polls. I hope that you win her 50-50 and you get her early. Yeah. Are you like, is it C0, or are you getting like a constellation of her? There we go. And then also, like, are you like pulling her specifically because of her playstyle, or just like her character? Like the only reason why I'm asking is because I am actually like a Mavuika hater. I don't like Mavuika, but I definitely understand why people want to pull for her. Like, are you asking for me to like pull the character for you? I don't know. If that's what you're asking, I don't know. I would have to sit with that idea. I know that like pulling viewer summons is very popular. But yeah, I need to sit with that idea. Okay. But yeah, I would need to sit with that idea if I would want to do that or not. But yeah, I'm not. I don't know. It also depends. Hold on. Okay. 1 second. Okay. It will depend. It will highly depend, because I know I also it's just it's the seasons for craft fairs. So I know that I did sign up for another craft fair at the end of June. I just don't know if I've gotten accepted or not. They're supposed to contact people pretty much the beginning of June. And it also depends on how, if I get in, it'll depend on how much I sell at this craft fair. 'Cause if I have to do all this over again, I'm not going to have time. So it's going to be like a wait and see pitch. Okay. And I would also need to do research on how I want to set everything up and conduct everything as well. So that's yeah. So it's going to be I'm going to say it's going to be a wait and see. But yeah, I should hopefully know more at the after June 5th. It's also yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking there for a hot second. You know, dangerous. I also need to figure out what I want to do after the craft fair. I know that there's like so many things that I want to do and get done. I know that I want to do like some sewing projects and some other stuff as well. So yeah, my brain's just like, yes, let me just like figure everything, let me plan up until June 5th, and then after June 5th it's just kind of like what? There's days after June 5th? I've only been planning for June 5th. Yeah. Fine. Also, I want to move these over. There we go. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, that's what I was doing. Then I know in terms of arts, I also, so like the potion bottles I was doing. So so these ones, for example, if it will show. Whoop, whoop. There we go. But yeah, like so I have these potion bottles, and I've only done the rainbow pride flag, the lesbian pride flag, and the bisexual pride flag. But I definitely do want to do like the pan and the trans pride flags as well. I just ran out of time. Sorry, my brain's not processing. it's been a wicked day. If you're joking, then that's nice. If you're like if you're asking me to pay for Mavuika, I'm not. It, no. It's um not going to lie, I'm a broke ass bitch. I I think for my not Navia, I was going to say Navia. What the hell? For my Nicole polls, um, like I like I think that that was the first time that I've spent money in Genshin. Well, the first time that I've topped up in I think like 6 months. Okay, that's good. I was like, okay. Sometimes it's like sometimes it's hard to tell because it's like I'm like I don't know. Okay. Oh, you had me fooled. Okay. Nice. I like okay. Especially because I'm like there's like I watch like other Genshin streamers and like there's people that'll come into their streams and they're just um like primo gems and people are like job like no um like yeah like I typically for me I'm like I mean I was definitely I'm definitely a dolphin in Genshin. um I think you know in where I live we have a saying called it's a saying that was etched into my brain when listening to radio and commercials. But for our lotto, the slogan was "Know your limit, play within it," and I quote that all the time, especially when it comes down to Genshin. And it's like, you know, I think that it's fine to spend money in Genshin, but like, know your limit, and you know, don't go, you know, don't go broke for Genshin. Typically for me, as of right now, I tend to just buy the battle pass. I know I know that I buy the more expensive version of the battle pass because it gives me the fragile, it gives me like I think five extra fragile resin, which is nice. So it's like I do that and instead of doing converting my primo gems into resin. So it's nice to kind of have a little bit of stockpile for of, like fragile resin for characters that come out and that I want to like build them. Oh, did I not set this correctly? No, I did not set this correctly. What? So it's just kind of it's a nice like little stockpile that I have. Plus, also then you get more uh, um you get supplies and stuff like that. So I know that I buy mostly the battle pass, sometimes the Welkin if I'm logging in every day. Definitely like yeah, like I agree like the Welkin's better just for like your primo gems, I believe. But it's just that you have to be logging in every day. And so um if I log in every day, then I'll absolutely get it. But if like right now, I wouldn't even get the Welkin because I'm not logging in every day because I just don't have time. Um, I've yet to update Genshin on my phone. That's how busy I am. I'm just like, yeah, dude. Ugh. I don't know why it's getting caught like that again. that's fine. Everything else, not so much. But yeah, it's the battle pass mostly just for supplies and stuff like that. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And then if I'm logging in every day, then I'll get the Welkin, but it also depends. Then I know when I had money to spend, I know that I would buy Genesis crystals. Whoops. Not I know that there's been a few times throughout my time of playing Genshin where I've definitely spent a pretty penny. But I think for me it's like, as long as, you know, like, I'm aware of what I'm spending, I'm aware of what I'm getting, you know, and I'm not going broke. Yes, I did. Okay. I was like, did I update the you know what I'm going to do now? I think what I'm going to do, as much as it pains me, I think I'm just going to do one row of stickers at a time, because it's getting caught. And I'm like, I don't want there to be an issue. Oh, that might be part of the issue. I will keep that. There we go. Dependent. So I'm not a huge fan of horror movies. So like Paranormal Activity, I can't think of other movies off the top of my head. But I do watch sometimes I do watch ghost hunting shows. So I know, like, Ghost Adventures, there's like a few other ones as well. And for the Be Gay Do Crime, so essentially it is a saying that got popularized in 2020. But essentially it's in reference to the fact that in a lot of places, being gay or being trans is still illegal. And so by being gay, you're technically committing a crime. Did I? No, okay. I was like, it paused there for a hot second. Oh, thank you for the raid. This is my first raid. Oh crap. Hello. How's it going? I'm currently making some stickers for my craft fair that's in less than 2 weeks. I don't know why my machine's like taking forever. Okay, there we go. Probably because I'm not like tabbed into the actual program. And it's just like, yeah. So I make arts. I make stickers, bookmarks, memo pads, notepads, art prints, that sort of thing. Everything is made by me. And I draw a lot of pride designs, as well as nature and witchy designs. I also enjoy playing the game Genshin Impact. So that is part of my half of my streams is me playing Genshin, and half of my streams is doing some sort of craft or arts. Yeah, it's nice. This is I would say this is like one of my favorite designs, and then also, so the knife is a play on with my logo. So my logo for the longest time is a sunflower with a knife in the middle. Hold on. Yeah. So if this will work, there we go. If you can see, it's like a sunflower with a little knife. And I know that when I first started, well, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. I know that when I first did my business, I was doing parts kind of cutesy. Thank you for the follow. Oh my god. But yeah, it's I know that when I first started my business, I was doing a lot of kind of cutesy designs, as well as more dark and gothic designs. And so the way that I looked at it was that the sunflower represented my kind of cutesy side of my artwork, and then the knife represents more of my darker kind of artwork. I definitely do want to keep the logo around. I think like I'm slowly but surely kind of rebranding it to just have my VTuber model. As I feel like that would be a much better not necessarily face for the business, but I think it's a lot more recognizable. And also that one. So I know that I am been kind of switching over a little bit, but not, I don't want to get rid of it completely. I know that I would like to redesign it a little bit, because I feel like I can definitely do the arts, or at least the sunflower, a bit better than how I drawn it in the beginning. But thank you. It's so when I was before I started streaming, I did a whole bunch of research because that's like my favorite thing to do before starting any new project is doing a whole bunch of research. And so something that I kept reading different Reddit posts on like follower goals, and a lot of people are like, you know, follower goals are great, but like they have to fit your branding. Like people don't like just having a follower goal just slapped up in the middle of, or not the middle of the stream, but like to the side of the stream, and it's like, you know, generic fonts, like not really doesn't really like add anything to the stream. And so I'm like, you know what? I want to make a unique follower goal bar, but the more that I did research on it, the more that I realized that I need to do coding. And I'm like, yeah, no. I'm like, I like learning new things, but in between, you know, me trying to figure out, you know, how to rig a VTuber and how to set up stream, I'm like, trying to learn to code at the same time, not my ideal of fun. So instead what I ended up doing is I made the cat using Procreate, which is my drawing app on my iPad, and I animated it in Procreate as well, which is, for a simple animation like this, it's fine. But yeah, it's definitely harder to animate in Procreate, and so that's just kind of like how I made the cat in Procreate, and then I use stream elements for my widgets and stuff, and so the bar is just okay. It's just their generic follower bar, and then I just put the cat on top. And so I'm like, yeah, uh, I think that's much better than just having a plain follower bar. And then I know that I spent some time going back and forth with the animations because I didn't want the cat to be too distracting up at the top. So I know that in the original, I think that the cat's tail is moving all the time, and I know when I put it into a stream, it was distracting me, and I'm like, I feel like if it's distracting me, it's going to bother a lot of people. So I changed the way that it's animated. So I think the tail twitches, and then one of the ears twitch, and then the tail twitches again, and then the other ear twitches, with a little bit of a delay in between, if I'm remembering correctly. Okay, there we go. Send. It's so cute. Whoop. Oh, thank God my I had a sip of water, and then I was like, I have to go grab more water. But I moved my water glass forward, and I didn't realize it was there, and it got knocked over. Thankfully, the water glass was empty. So it didn't do anything. But oops, these nope. God damn it. Okay, well, that's not even a B grade. It took the one thing that sucks is that if the stickers get stuck to tape, the tape will remove the ink. And that's what happened. I will be right back. I want to refill my water glass. There we go. I know, like definitely since streaming, I'm drinking way more water, but which is great. But it's also probably due to the fact that my room gets really hot because I stream using my laptop, and my laptop can get quite heated. And then I have to stream with my door closed. So like at the end of the stream, I'm like, ooh, it's kind of warm, but at least like I have a ceiling fan, so that's going on. But yeah, like the water glass incident like reminded me back of my when I was working in retail. So I used to work in retail, and I was on cash, And the way that the till is set up is that the like the POS computer is to your left side, and then there's like a table where people could put their stuff in front of you. And then underneath the table, there's 2 shelves. And the top shelf, there is the safety deposit box. So if we get handed like any large bills, like $100, like $100 bill, or even like a $50 bill, instead of putting it into the cash register, we put it into the black box, or the safety box. And then the manager is the only one who has the key to open it. And so I always got Starbucks before the start of my shift, and I put my my Starbucks drink right beside the black box, because for me it's like, okay, it's out of the way, it's fine. You know, if I want to put something onto that shelf, I can do so, and my drink's not going to be in the way. Well, and it's also the area that the retail area is not the safest. We were like near a major mall, and we were near a major mall, which got some interesting people. And I know that during this particular day, an interesting person came in, and I'm told to say hello to people and greet them and ask if they need any help. And so I did that. He wandered around the store for like 5-ish minutes or whatever, and then something that I do is that whenever someone leaves the store, I always tell people to have like a nice day, like, oh, have, thanks for coming in, have a nice day type thing. And I know that I said, have a nice day to the person, which then caught the person's attention, and they came up to me. Thank God that, no, this wasn't even during COVID, so we didn't have the plexiglasses in front of the tills. But yeah, he came up to me, I was at the till, and this interesting character of a person decided to pull out an X-Acto knife. Didn't threaten me with it or anything like that, but pulled it out, and just kind of had the blade exposed and was just kind of like waving it around. Like, I think he was talking about like being in construction or something like that, but you could tell that he wasn't all there, and he mentioned like having like but yeah, like you can tell that he wasn't fully aware of his surroundings and stuff like that. And I know it was also early in the morning, and so the store is basically dead, and so I was the only one up at the front, and it's like, what do you do in this situation? Because you don't want to like agitate him, being like, oh, can I have a manager to the front? It's like, you don't know if that's going to set him off or anything like that. And so I know that I just kind of like backed away a little bit slowly, and kind of had like kind of put some distance between me and the till. And I was just kind of like nodding along at, to what he's saying and stuff like that, not really like saying too much. And then he ended up leaving, but it definitely left me shaken. So then I called my manager over, and I'm like, hey, can I take like my 15-minute break? Because I kind of just want to like, take a breather, reset, grab some coffee, that sort of thing. And so I did that. And then, so I grabbed coffee and I put it underneath the till. But because I was so out of it, like, and so shaken up, I didn't put it right beside, like, for the first time ever, I didn't put it beside the black box. And we were also doing like stuffy donations, like where, if people, people can donate stuffies to charity. There we go. And so I know that after a few people, I got a stuffy donation, and I put the stuffies underneath the till, and then when I have time, I label them and put them in a bin. But this time, because I didn't put my coffee mug beside the black box, I went to put the stuffy underneath the till and ended up knocking over my coffee, like a full, venti sized cold coffee, and it just spilled everywhere. And I know like I cleaned it up, or I thought that I cleaned it up. I felt so bad because apparently it dripped down the sides as well, and ended up on the second shelf. And ended up in, we have so it was like 2 shelves. So the top shelf had the black box and stuff, and then the bottom shelf had return bin. So if someone returned an item, we would put it into the return bin. And apparently my coffee went all over the place to the point where some of it actually spilled inside of the return bin, and I didn't know it at the time. And so when I left when I finished my shift and came back the next day, like the person on cash was just like, yeah, so yesterday, just like letting you know, your coffee spilled in the return bin. And it's like, whoops, I'm sorry, did not mean to do that. And I know that there's granted, I wasn't the worst offender. I mean, I think that was the only time that I've ever spilled something. I was there for 3 years, and when I left, we got a new manager in. The retail switching out managers like there's no tomorrow. So our main manager ended up being moved to a different store, and so we got a new manager in. And this new manager loved to follow the rules. And apparently there's a rule about not having anything, not even water, at the till. And which is absolute BS, because it's what do you mean that I'm going to be standing here for 4 hours talking and I can't even have a water bottle at till? So I'm like, if I want water, I'm going to have to call over a manager, basically bug someone, because I can't just leave till, to go all the way to the opposite end of the store, to go into the break room in order to have a sip of water. It was nuts. And I know that there was quite a bit of pushback with that, because it's like, what the hell? And it's also the thing that also bugged me as well, where it's just you have people who've been here for 3+ years, who's yeah, it's definitely I think it was just one of those moments where the new manager wanted to look good to the higher ups, and they didn't. I don't think that they I think that they read the handbook that stated that we couldn't have water, and I think that they misinterpreted what the handbook said, because I think that the actual policy is that you can't have any open lid containers up at the till. So basically, if you want to have water or whatever, it has to have a closed a sealed tight lid, essentially. So that way, then if anything gets knocked over, then the water's not going to spill out all over the place, especially because you have all these electronics. And it would suck to sit here and have your water knocked over and have it go all over the place and accidentally fry machines. Which also, has happened, but not really at the same time. But basically, so yeah, so so, but it was also that thing where it's like, okay, well, if we just need to have a closed, like a closed water bottle, then why can't we have coffee? Like, you can have like coffee in a thermos, in like a thermos or hydro flask or whatever, and it would still be the rules. But she specifically basically said that we couldn't have coffee at till, regardless of what container it was in. And it's just like, so like the people who are like the front face, like the first face that you know, people see and that people interact with, they're going to go completely uncaffeinated for their entire shifts. Meanwhile, the manager and like all of the other staff can have a coffee. Like, that's brutal. But yeah, so basically during COVID, especially when COVID first happened, because we were classified, it's a pet store that I used to work at. And so we were technically classified as quote unquote essential services, because people need to get food for their pets, which I get, you know, that's fine. So I worked all during COVID, but of course, like, had to wear a mask and all that stuff, which, you know, not complaining. And but we had to sanitize our workstations. We had an older coworker who, let's just say, just to be kind of nice, wasn't the brightest bulb. She wasn't the brightest person, but she was also hella paranoid about getting COVID. And so we had like very strong sanitizer at till, and she would basically sanitize the till like after every single customer. She also doused her rags in the sanitizer, and she would wipe the credit card machines down with hand sanitizer. So much so that she not only killed one machine, she killed two. So because she was sanitizing so much and putting so much sanitizer on the machines, we had to replace it twice. Not once, twice. It was also hilarious seeing people come into the store during COVID as well, because there was two sanitizers that we had out. We had a sanitizer for the baskets and then hand sanitizer. We had a little station at the front of the store that we set up for the sanitizer for the baskets. And it's like, it's in like a spray bottle, clearly, you know, like it's clearly that you're supposed to spray it. You know, and we had signs. We not only had signs on the bottle, we also had signs on the table. And the amount of people that would walk in, grab the sanitizer for the baskets, then spray down their hands with it was far too many. And it's like, it wasn't even like also like the the signs that we had like a hand sign, like a hand with like a big circle with like with a line in the middle to basically be like, hey, this isn't for your hands. So, and it's like, I know that there's been a few people where we would watch, and you could see them in real time process what they just done and realize their mistake. And so it was definitely an entertaining time. It was stressful. It was definitely stressful because we what the company basically, like, COVID restrictions like got lifted to a certain amount. And so then more people started to come into the stores, and we were super duper busy, but the company refused to hire people. And so I know that there was quite a few times where I typically when we're closing, there would be 3 people on staff, for basically 1 person in each department. But I know that there was definitely quite a few times where it would only be the manager and the cashier on working for that shift. Meanwhile, like, we have a lineup all stretching all the way back to the store, and there's like nothing that we can do about it. Like, it sucked, but I'm like, you know, and I know that there's been a few times where I'll when someone comes to the till, and was like, oh, you know, sorry for the delay, thank you for being patient, you know, let me quickly ring you up and then you can leave, type thing. But yeah, so it's definitely an interesting time to work there. Definitely better than my previous job. But yeah, I mean, I have so many stories. I know a lot of my coworkers were just like, you know, we should actually like write a book with, you know, all of our experiences. Yeah. I also think it's very hilarious because at this point there's none of the people that I worked with are on staff. Everyone quit throughout the months and years. But there was 1 person that I started with, and he was at cash, and sometimes there's like a drawer that we keep like the receipt paper in and so forth and so on. And I know he would lean on that drawer, or like sit on it essentially, and he ended up actually breaking the drawer. It still works kind of, but that was like over 5 years ago, and I don't even think that they've fixed the drawer. I think the drawer is still broken. And it's hilarious to think about the fact that no one in the store knows how that drawer got broken. Just like little things like that, where it's just like, huh. Ugh. I'm almost done. Is actually making pretty good time. I have three more pages left of stickers. Which is nice. Okay. Oh, just give me 1 second. Okay, now I'm back. Oops, kind of. Just want to double check everything. Okay. Just want to make sure that everything is still good. Okay. There we go. I'll put you back in. And then send that one. Okay. Oh. Don't be like this. There we go. And then once I'm through all of these stickers, I am going to count them out and see how many I have per design, and then print whatever remaining ones that I want out. Okay. And thanks. I'm so glad that you're having fun. I really enjoy. It's definitely. I enjoy making products and stuff like that. It's also nice where, especially right now where I'm so busy, it's really nice to just sit down and stream, um, and be productive, but also, you know, very much just like multitask as well. Okay, there we go. I know that I'm going to be doing the same thing tomorrow, in terms of streaming. And I'm going to spend probably tomorrow printing out my bookmarks, or not printing, cutting out my bookmarks, and that's good to go. Cause yeah, and then, or I know that I have to, I need to paint my display case. So I have, once this is finished cutting, I'll show. Yeah, I have my display case for my bookmarks that is light wood, but I want to paint it to be a darker wood, or like a darker color to kind of match my aesthetic. So yeah, so this is like one of the pieces to the display case. So I need to paint all of the shelving for that. So if I run out of things to do or to cut, then that's what I'm going to do instead. And then I also make my own tassels for my bookmarks as well. I know I have a good chunk of the tassels already done, so that's also something else that I'll probably end up doing, if I get through all of my printing tonight. But I highly doubt it. I don't know. It'll depend. And then third one. There we go. it's just hard because like the way that I print out everything, I hook onto my mobile hotspot for my printer and my computer, and obviously I can't do that while streaming. First off, I have no idea how good it will be, and then second off, I have no idea how much data it's going to take. And I really don't want to use up all my data within, 3 minutes of streaming type thing. It'll probably give me, I would probably say maybe like an hour before I use up like a good chunk of it, but I just don't want to risk it. So I can't. I was also thinking that maybe I could like hardwire my computer into my printer, but I don't know. I would have to look into that on how to do that. But I also, I mean, for the most part, as long as I can print everything out before stream, it's pretty good. So I'm like, I'm not too worried. And then, yes, I'm not too worried. And then also like always having like a backup plan. I know that the first time that I did making products, I completely forgot that I couldn't print using my printer. And so I started stream and I'm like, there's not a lot that I can do because I was originally just going, print and do my bookmarks. And I'm like, I can't do that. Okay, there we go. Oh, thank you. So I ended up like counting out like the tassels and kind of taking stock, and then also finishing up a drawing, like an artwork, which was the by Potion Bottle. So like this. It's hard because I'm like I have autofocus turned off, so it's not going to focus. But I ended up just drawing this on stream for one of my product making streams. And it's like I know that I know when I was printing everything out last night, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to have enough stickers to print out or to cut out. So I'm like, I didn't know how long it was going to take me. But the way that I'm doing it, because I'm doing one row at a time, so that way then they don't jam up into the machine because my cutting mat isn't sticky. So I'm like, which is the reason why I'm taping stuff down, to hold it in place. But because the mat's not sticky, the stickers, once they get cut, they'll just pop right out, and then they'll get jammed up into the machine, which is probably not good for my machine. So I'm trying to limit it happening. So by sitting here and doing it like row by row, it's preventing it. I'm preventing it from jamming up, but then it takes a little bit longer for things to be cut, which is perfect in this case. Because I didn't think that I was going to have enough, and I actually have just enough. Do you, and then I want to switch. Whoops. Ignore cut lines. There we go. I'm probably just going to do. Sometimes I'll try to do like 2 lines or 2 rows. But that's starting to. But some of them have issues if I do that. So I'm like, you know what? Just to play it safe, I'm just going to do 1 line at a time. That's all right. Also, just fair warning, once I've finished this and then I have 2 other sheets, I will be ending stream. Because I typically go I typically stream until 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and right now it's 2:50, or like almost 2:50. So like by the time that I finish up these sticker sheets, um then it'll be time for then it'll be time. I always like to try to give people like warnings, because I'm like, I don't want to just be like, yeah, okay, end of stream, have a nice day type thing. You know, gives people, you know, some time to like figure out, you know, what they want to watch next, and so forth and so on. I know after this, it sucks because there's someone that I'm watching live that's playing Elden Ring, but he goes live basically the same days at the same time that I do, which is fine because I don't normally catch a lot of live streams live. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I'm mostly just a VOD watcher. So I know, so it's always nice to basically be like, yeah, after stream I have his videos to watch. They'll keep me company. They'll keep me company, you know, for the next like 4 or 5 hours as I'm working on stuff. And then I also have, there's also someone else that I watch. She sometimes live streams, but she mostly does like studio vlogs of her business, and she pushes out a vlog every Thursday as well. And so sometimes they're like an hour to an hour and a half long vlog, and I'm like, oof, that's good. That's, you know, it gives me something else to watch as well. And I know that she just had her shop updates, which I did buy a few things of like I did buy some of it, some of her products. I bought a notepad, even though that I don't need more. It's hard where I use notepads, but now that I'm making my own, if I have, I know at the beginning, I know at the beginning, when I first started making my notepads, I was testing out a lot of stuff, which then created a lot of like B to even like C grade notepads. And I'm like, I don't want to just like throw them out because I'll use them. But now I have like an abundance of notepads that I'm just trying to get through, and then I just ordered another notepad. That's all right. But it's like notepads come in handy when I'm working on my cosplays. So I know when I'm like in the thick of a cosplay and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do and what else I need to do and stuff like that. It's nice to have a notepad, and then I kind of just jot down everything that I need to work on for that day, or even like that week, or even just like take notes, like sizing, if I need to take measurements or remind me of stuff. That's typically when I use the most amount of my notepads, is when I'm sewing, when I'm doing cosplays. Even like buying lists as well for like what fabric I would need or how much, all that fun stuff, which I am. I know that I would really like to get back into sewing. I was like, I did some sewing, like I did one sewing stream, like I want to say like 2 months, like 2 months ago or whatnot. And I was making a summer shirt. But typically in the summer, I tend to start working on my cosplay for Fan Expo, because Fan Expo for me is in February. And so it gives me about like six-ish months to work on my cosplay, which is a good amount of time, especially because I normally cosplay characters from Genshin. Um, and so it's nice. It's nice to have a good chunk of time because it's their outfits are quite detailed and there isn't a lot of sewing patterns. Uh, like so most of the time, if you want to cosplay a character, you'll have to pattern the you have to pattern the thing out yourself or the outfit yourself, which is which can be quite difficult. And so I know for me, I would really want to. I worked on a Farina cosplay a while back, like 2 years ish ago, and I know that I want to go back and redo it. So that's kind of my goal for this year, is to have that cosplay or redo that cosplay and have it ready for Fan Expo, which is going to be fun. But that's also if I have time. Like depending on how the craft fair goes, depending on if I get into the other craft fairs that I've applied for, it's going to be interesting. I know at least with my notepads, like because I make everything myself, it's very time consuming, which is fine. Like I enjoy doing this. I enjoy making products and like I enjoy not only just making products but also problem solving. I know with my notepads, I had the issue where my pages were curling in on each other. So like hold on. So like this is for my personal use only, but this was kind of the issue that I was having, where the pages were curling. And like this isn't even like the worst one though. Like it was really bad. And so I had to figure out like how to stop that from happening. And that took quite a bit of time to figure out. I ended up so that notepad or that memo pad was made using 24-pound printer paper, which I am now using 32-pound paper. So it's a lot thicker, and so because it's thicker, it's able to hold the ink better, which is the reason why the other ones were curling. Simply just because the paper just couldn't hold the amount of ink that I was putting on it. But it's like I enjoy, you know, I enjoy like problem solving, you know, trying to figure out, you know, what's causing a problem, how to fix it, that sort of thing. And I definitely understand like the spreadsheets as well. I feel like there's something like satisfying about it. It's the same thing with like checklists, where you have your checklist and then you're able to cross stuff off once you're finished. And it's so satisfying. And I also think like it's also organization as well. Like you get to see everything in like nice neat little rows. Everything is displayed in a way that makes sense, which is really nice as well. I know like personally for me, I'm mostly a checklist person. Um like I'll do spreadsheets if I need multiple columns for stuff, cuz um it's easier to do that in like Excel instead of Word. Nope, that's not going to cut properly. I don't think. I don't want to risk it. Let me. Let's see if that works. There we go. That I'm like I'm the same way. To a certain degree. Nice. Like for me, everything has to have a spot, but then then it's that thing where I have to like I don't like right now I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff and so like my room's a mess. But like everything has a spot and I don't like when things don't have a spot. It irritates me. Then it's like, oh, like what's you know, like what's like the thing that I hate the most is like going and looking for something and then spending like 2 or 3 hours trying to find that one thing because it's in a random box. I know that I am currently helping my parents organize their garage and their office, which has been a long project, but it's so satisfying. Being able to put things like I know for the longest time we had 3 or 4 buckets full of cables, and I know, and not even like 3 or 4, like we had 3 or 4 buckets full of cables, but also there were just cables randomly everywhere. And I know that it's like there's been so many times where I'll go in the office and it's just like, where's this cable? I need this cable. And they're just like, I don't know. And it's like, and we're spending like 2-3 hours trying to find that cable. So now all the cables are in 2 boxes. All of them are in little baggies that are labeled. And so if I need to go find a cable, I know where it is, which is nice. Which is absolutely nice. Oh, sorry, I got assaulted by a hare. And nice. I like stickers as well. I don't have, my laptop isn't like, I'm one of those people, I don't stick my stickers. So when it comes down to stickers, I place my stickers on the ends of my bookcases. So I know that in this office there's hold on. Like I have this just in my office. Hold on. Let me one So hopefully, from where I was standing, I think that it was in focus, but it's hard to say. Hopefully it was. But that is my bookcase. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. And so but I'm also paranoid because a lot of my stickers I get from like other small businesses or from like from traveling or whatnot. And so I don't like sticking my stickers to different surfaces. So what I end up doing is I end up putting a piece of tape on the back of my stickers, and using the tape to stick my stickers to any sort of surface. So then if I run out of space and I like want to switch them out, or if for whatever reason, you know, that my bookcase somehow gets broken or whatever, like I can I don't just lose all my stickers, because I know that when I was a kid I stuck my stickers to the ends of my bed frame, and they're still there because I can't get them off. But yeah, I want to preserve them, but I don't want to just stick them in a book, because knowing me, I'm going to forget about them, and then I'm never going to see them, because I would actively, yeah, that's fine. Because I would actively have to be consciously thinking about, you know, thinking about the book and then also flipping through the book. And I know myself, I'm not going to do that. So I want to have my stickers on display, but I want them to be removable. So that's just kind of my solution. Here we go. And I know, like, I have another bookcase in my other room that's also covered in stickers as well. And then I also know that I collect keychains as well. And so for my keychains, I have a whole bunch of posters. Hold on. Let me... Here we go. But yeah, my walls are covered in posters, and I also have keychains, and so, or yeah, keychains. And the way that I hang my posters, I hang them using thumbtacks. And so then I put all of my thumbtacks, or no, I put all my keychains on my thumbtacks. So then they're just hanging they're hanging on my wall. There we go. Like, again, like I want everything to be displayed so that I can look at them. I don't want anything to be like hidden or like in a drawer. Because if it's in a drawer, then it's with ADHD, it's very much of a out of sight, out of mind. So if it's just shoved into a drawer, I will forget about them. I will forget that they even exist. Until the moment that I open the drawer back up and find them again. Yay. Last sheet. I know how I want to do this. Now I just have to find the file. Nope. Where's the file? There we go. It was literally one over. Yes, that looks good. And send it. Okay. Did I? No, I did not. Whoops. I did not put tape on the sides, so it's kind of bubbling up a little bit. Hopefully that's okay. I know sometimes when it does that, it'll like miscut it'll miscut it a little bit. But we'll see the damage once it comes out. Nice, nice. Yeah. There we go. Okay, not too bad. Great. 3 more to go. Oh, actually, before I forget again, I'm just going to tape the sides. There we go. Okay. Nope. I pressed... Oh, okay. I pressed the wrong button. Well, technically I pressed the right button, but I needed to adjust the cut lines. So ignore those and then cut out these. So, and then I'm going to hold it up and see if that helps. So, oops. Okay. There we go. I really like this design. I definitely want to, I know it's on my to-do list. I want to make another hand, like another kind of like skeleton hand that's holding a death moth. So that's on my list of things to draw, which is going to be really fun. It's like, I really like how this turns out. I also want to do, I'm thinking of potentially doing a skull with spider lilies as well that's around it. I know for a hot moment, I was just drawing a whole bunch of spider lilies. I love spider lilies. And so, so yeah, I would kind of like to draw like a skull that's featuring some spider lilies as well. and as well as want to draw. I know since I drew the Luna Moth. Hello, why are you not stuck over here too? I know with like after I drew the Luna Moth, I really wanted to draw the like a death moth, but I think I drew like 2 or 3 Luna Moth designs, and after drawing the Luna Moth, I'm like, I kind of just want to take a break from drawing moths or butterflies, and so it's been on my to-do list for quite some time. But with that being said, I've gone through my stack of stickers. But yeah, I got through my stack of stickers. So this is where I'm going to call stream. I am going to be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. or between 11 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And I'm going to be doing the same thing, either cutting out stickers or cutting out bookmarks. And yeah, so thank you for popping by, and see you next time.